like to ask me a question or send in, or that's been, you've probably been thinking about before we get started? Otherwise, I'll go ahead and go through my presentation. What I'm looking for is you people to kind of like teach how to work with banks, how to call banks, basically the script. A lot of investors don't know that, they call banks, never had that experience, so that's just something I want to share with everyone. All right, thanks for joining us, Michael. Thanks for joining us, Cindy. In case you guys don't know me, my name is Terry Bontemps, and I've been dealing in the note business since 2001. I started buying subprime loans from a bank. That was right after 9/11 bombings. And what happened, this bank, their only job was to buy and sell these notes. I didn't know it at the time, but that's what they were doing. So I started buying in 2001. This bank gave me loans all across the United States. I didn't have enough money, so what I decided to do is I started teaching people how to do the note business. And what happened was I couldn't get any traction because I guess people were so involved with flipping, wholesaling, retailing, lease options. All of that was popular. When you said something about the note, people kind of look at you cross-eyed because not very many people really understand it. So again, I bought all across the United States. I bought Arizona, Illinois, Florida. I bought Las Vegas, California, and New York. So I bought all over the United States. The largest deal I've worked on is $40 million. It was a bank here in California. They had 174 first loans that were 90 plus days late. One of my students had found this portfolio. I ended up negotiating with the president, vice president, chief financial officer of this bank. I had found a hedge fund that wanted to buy the package. They offered $22 million, and they put up a deposit of $2 million, and they wrote the letter of intent. So that deal, the hedge fund offered 60 cents on the dollar for that whole package. The bank didn't accept it. They wanted more money, but it was a great experience. The hedge fund that I found, they were kind of concerned they wouldn't have enough money, so they called a hedge fund that they know, and this hedge fund brought in, they had access to $100 million a month to buy loans. Now, if you guys would have been a fly on the wall just listening to that conversation, you would have been extremely excited because it was just a whole different language. So it was a great experience for me, and it taught me more about hedge funds and banks and dealing with their distressed assets. I just had a student that I worked with for the first time. He was trying to test my mentoring program. And he said, Terry, I've made I've got some access to a bank. And he said, why don't you work this one for me? I said, no, why don't you give me $100? He said, I'll work it for you. So just got off the phone, had a great conversation with a banker there. They just bought a bank that went out of business. They bought all their assets. And so he went on to tell me that they couldn't sell those non-performing notes. I think he said he couldn't sell them within 3 years. So I asked him, I said, well, what about the non-performing notes that you had previously before you guys bought that bank? And he said that they can sell those notes because they've written them off and they have zero value, which is a great thing because that's the kind of notes I buy. So, long story short, this student, man, is so excited. He's bouncing off the walls. I told him, go make me a video, send me some audio, and I'll be able to post that on my YouTube site. Now, if you guys don't know about me, I have a YouTube page, which is I Buy Houses 1, which is the letter I, Buy Houses number 1. And I've got 70 videos up there of my training. I've got Simmons having a problem with volume. Michael, you're still with me? Could you type in yes or no, Simmons out with volume? Chance. Okay. Let me just type into him so you can catch up with us. Simmons, is that you? I can see your volume. Say a few words, Simmons. Hang with right there, Michael. Hang with me. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you can see sitting on the screen there, and for some reason or another, he's not involved with this. I might just have to move on, and we'll pick him up next time. All right, I guess he's not with us. So anyway, Michael, what happens here, again, this guy was so excited, for me working with the bank, that he realized that, a mentor makes all the difference. So it was a good experience. Now, what I'm going to talk about right now is I want to talk about today's market for most investors. The game has changed. It's not the same. This is something I want to share with you. That I'm going to have to mute him out because he's putting up a lot of noise, a lot of feedback. So you got a lot of feedback. I have to mute you out. So anyway, the game is, before the mortgage meltdown, anybody could do real estate. It was an equity market. Equity market means that essentially, you buy something, just sell it for a little bit higher, and you made a profit. Luckily for me, again, back in 2001, I was in the debt market, the debt market, where there was, again, at that point, after 9/11 bombings, we were in a recession. People weren't buying. The market was stagnant. So I learned how to make money on debt, and that's what I've been doing since 2001. I like to buy the debt from the bank and then get it at a discount. That creates my equity. So if you look at today's market, 75% of the market's upside down. I'm going to give you some examples of some notes. Today's values, it's hard for an investor to make money, let alone flip something. What we do in the note business, we're going to take a note that's upside down, we're going to buy it at a discount, and again, that's going to create equity. So let's talk about being a landlord. Everybody's dreamed of being a landlord. I'm a landlord. I'll die a landlord. But being a landlord, there comes a lot of responsibilities with the maintenance. You've got the tenants, the toilets, the trash. You've got costs such as the commissions. You've got termite reports. You've got all the costs that eat into your profit. You've got liability also as a landlord. If someone falls on the property, they're going to sue, the landlord. So you got a problem there. And then again, you got the management. So you got management, maintenance, liability, and it eats into your profit. Now, it's still good. You can still make a profit, but at the same time, it eats into your profit. So I call them landlords. I call them basically people that are playing checkers. And I'm just trying to do this so that you understand I'm a strategic investor. Now, as a note buyer, I don't own the property, I control the property. What I mean by control is this. I can buy a note, and if an owner doesn't pay, or they can deed me the property, then I'll own it. Then I can own the property. But as a bank, I don't really want to own it. As an investor, I do. So, as the bank, I want to get the same cash flow as a landlord, but without all the hassles of maintenance and liability, fixing toilets, and blah, 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 blah. You guys understand that? Now, if you take a look at it, landlords are in the market today, and here's what's happening for bulk buyers. They're coming in, they're buying houses that have $100,000 that they're paying. They'll put $10,000 to $25,000, of repairs to the property, and they'll rent it out for $1,200 a month. Now, that equates to about a 12% return on their investment. Nothing wrong with that. Now, let me tell you what we do as note buyers, as bankers. Again, we're more strategic. A note buyer, we play chess. And chess is a much more strategic game than checkers. So as a note buyer, what I'm going to do is take a $100,000 note that the homeowner owes. They owe the bank $100,000. The property's worth $50,000. Now that's upside down. That's 75% of the market. That's a reason why, again, investors are having a hard time because everything's upside down. And I think you guys, you experienced that. Now, that note, again, it owes owes $100,000. It's worth $50,000. The monthly payment to the bank is $750 a month. I'm going to buy that note from the bank for $20,000. Now again, guys, I don't own the property, okay? I just own the note. The owner of the property still owns their house. Now let me tell you how I work the note. Once I buy the note, I have 7 different exit strategies, okay? As a landlord, there's only 2, which is to buy the property and hold it, or buy it and sell it. As the bank, I got 7 different ways of making a profit once I buy that note. I can refinance the property, or the owner can refinance. They can sell their property. They can give me the deed in lieu of foreclosure. I can give them cash for keys. We can do a short sale. We can do a loan modification. And then if worse comes to worse, I can foreclose. Now, the reason I buy notes is because I want to keep the homeowner in the house. Let me tell you how I make my returns. Again, if you guys were able to buy a house for $20,000 that's worth $50,000, I know you can make a profit from that over and above your $20,000 investment. Okay? So the basis is this. I'm going to buy it at 20. I'm going to go in to the homeowner and I want to find out what happened in their life. And as you guys all know, with the market being the way it is, going through this mortgage meltdown, everybody's been affected by the mortgage meltdown. They've all had problems. We've all had issues. We've all been affected. If not you and me, it's been our family members. We all know someone. Okay? So, I'm going to find out what happened. Owner's going to say, well, we got a divorce, or we lost our job, but now we're back working. I need to hear this story. Then I say, where are you at now? What's your financial situation? Has it gotten better, or has it gotten worse? I'm hoping it's gotten better. Then the last thing I want to ask them is, well, what do you want to do with your house? You notice I asked that question, what do you want to do with your house? They may say they don't want it. I can get them to deed it to me. Again, if that happened, I only paid $20,000 for it, it's worth $50,000. I'm going to make a profit. Now, if they say they want the house, I'll say, fine, that's what I want you to do. I want you to keep your house. All we got to do is work out the back payments that you've missed. Now, these homeowners, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but they get missed 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The longest amount of time of a note that I bought was 54 payments behind. They had a medical issue. I asked them, I said, okay, are you in a better position now? They said, yes. But they didn't have the back payments, which amounts to about $15,000 of back payments. So I put that on the back end and just allowed them to keep their house and keep making monthly payments to me. I don't think it's good to dislodge people and dislocate families when you have a choice of keeping them in and still making a profit. That's just my own opinion. The only time I foreclose on somebody is if I have to. I see you coming in, Michael. Keep working. I'm going to keep talking. So here's my return on investment. I'm going to buy the note for $20,000, go to the homeowner, say, look, homeowner, I'm going to do 2 things here to build a relationship with you. I'm going to drop the $100,000 that you owe me down to $60,000. How do you feel about that, homeowner? And as anybody would know, that's a principal reduction. They're going to be pretty happy. But I said, I'm not finished yet, homeowner. Your monthly payment was $750 a month to the previous bank. I'm going to drop your monthly payment down to $500. So, the homeowner's happy. They're happy to be making $500 a month if they can afford it now. There's sometimes they can't afford it, but let's just go with this theory right here. They're able to afford the $500 a month, and I give them a principal reduction of $60,000. Now, I'm even going to do better than that, Clinton and Michael. I'm going to ask that homeowner if they can pay me off $40,000 within the next 60 days. I'll allow them to pay off that mortgage that they owed $100 for $40. I just gave them a 60% discount. Now, I'm hoping that they have a 401k, a self-directed IRA, or even money up under the mattress, or they may even have a family member that's sympathetic to their problem that may say, hey, I've got $40,000. If this guy's going to be nice enough to drop it that amount, we need to jump on this opportunity. So what happens here, you guys? I invested $20,000 to buy that note, and I made an additional $20,000 in a matter of 60 days. Now, I didn't touch the property. I didn't hire any contractors. I didn't do any maintenance. I didn't do any paint. I didn't pay any closing costs. That is a clear $20,000 profit for me. But most investors, they would have probably hired a contractor, did some work, and they would have got $20,000 plus minus those fees. So again, notes is a very strategic move. show you that I have disabled the audio stream? Yes, I have, plenty. Simply because it was bringing in some noise, some background. So I'm going to open it up later. All the volume is off except for mine. So hang tight with me, okay? Now, again, going back to the landlord spending $100,000 to get a 12% return. Me as the note buyer, when I invested $20 and a homeowner's making $750 a month payments to me, that's a 45% return on my money. So, $750 a month times 12 months is $9,000. $9,000 coming in a year toward that $20,000, that's a 45% return. If I get that homeowner to spend $500 a month, okay, that's going to be a 30% return. So again, once I get my return back, everything else is gravy, you guys. $750 a month, what would it do for your life, Michael and Cindy? You had $750, would it pay your car payment? Would it pay your bills? Would it pay your groceries? What is your house payment? How many deals would it take for you to get your house payment made if you were doing note deals? This is the beauty of notes. I've never flipped any of my notes. I've always kept them for the cash flow. The cash flow is what's king in this market. The cash flow is the golden goose. Okay? Think about this also. A landlord will do one deal at $100,000. I will do 5 note deals of $20,000. Let's look at my cash flow. At $750 a month, 5 deals, that gives me $3,750 a month. What would $3,750 a month do for your bank account? But that, again, gets you to quit your job or keep your job and still do it. See, that's what I like. That's what investors want today, you guys. And this is what I'm trying to emphasize to you. If you're an investor, a real estate investor right now, cash flow is king. That is what investors want that have cash. People that have self-directed IRAs, 401ks, they want a return on their dollar. I hate to say this, but investors, real estate investors, most of them are broke right now. But they've been hit hard by the recession. Their properties that they own, they're over-leveraged, they're upside down, and they're negative cash flow. So if you're trying to flip properties to investors at this time in the game, that's a hard road to hoe. You need to be going after the people with money. Your market right now, if you're trying to flip, should be people, again, with self-directed IRAs, 401ks, or lots of cash. The only way to get those type of people is you got to present them deals like I just showed you right here. If you're a flipper and you want to flip a note, you have to know the numbers. The numbers are $100,000 is owed to the bank. It's worth $50. You can buy the note for $20. And then you got to be able to explain the exit strategies. How do they win? 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 How do they lose? And if you can show a person every single time, this is what I love about notes. I can show a person every single time how they win, what's the risk, and what's the downside. Then I'm a very valuable investor to them because I'm bringing them great product that they're going to make money on. They're going to send me back to find them more. So if you have cash, be in the bank and buy these notes for yourself, great investments. If you don't have the cash, then you got to learn how to flip notes to investors. Okay? And that's something we're going to talk about a little bit later. So again, we've talked about the returns, and is it easier, you guys, to get $100,000 or is it easier to get $20,000? Okay? It's a lot easier to get the $20,000. In the end run, I've had an investor call me today, and he says, Terry, I've got money in my 401k. I want to buy notes. I said, great. You still got to learn what makes a note profitable, what interest rate return you want, what is the exit strategies, how can you lose. You need to learn the business because Terry Bontemps is not taking your money and putting it into those investments. You handle your own money, you buy from my hedge fund, and that's the way I work. I do the coaching and the mentoring, you do the buying. I'm going to support you. So with that being said, guys, I just wanted to give you an overview of a business model that I use in notes versus a business model that a landlord uses. Again, a landlord is going to buy a $100,000 house, put 10 to 25 grand into it, rent it out for $1,200, make a 12% return. sellers in today's market. When I learned real estate, it was always find the motivated seller, which at that time was a homeowner. Right now, banks are the motivated sellers. The reason why is because it's called the FDIC. It's shutting banks down. They've been shutting banks down since 2007. Matter of fact, the bank I talked to today, they bought some assets from a bank that had been shut down. So the motivated seller today, guys, is the banks. And if you're not calling banks, you're not working with banks, I think you're missing a big part of what's working today's market. Most investors don't realize that they can work with the bank on their bad assets. Of course, you've got to find somebody to buy them. But most investors are kind of like shocked that they can work with banks in today's market. So, again, I'm going to be working with about 20 people. What I decided to do is share what I know as far as working with banks, calling banks, share my scripts with you that I use, give you my support. I'm going to share that with you guys so that you can do it in your town. I don't know if you guys have been to my YouTube page, but I have a student that I work with in Michigan. I went there to do a 3-day fly-in coaching training session with her, and she told me she didn't have any money for marketing. She had to spend the money that she had on a car repair and gas to get to the training. So I said, no problem. I'm going to teach you my scripts. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to teach you how to smile, carry yourself. We're going to walk directly into banks. And I want you to ask for the president, vice president, chief financial officer. And I want you to ask him for the non-performing notes. We did that, guys. I did the first one for her. She did the remaining 4. She walked out of there with a $20 million portfolio. Now, anybody can do this so long as you sound legitimate. So what I'm going to do for $99, the reason I'm charging $99 is because I'm going to be known. This is the reason I got this video conferencing. I want to be known as the Walmart of real estate seminars. This video conferencing, and I do live broadcasts, allows me to teach all over the United States without leaving my home. You guys don't have to get in no airplane. You don't have to go to no hotels. You don't have to pay any super high prices for seminars and not get the full attention of me working with you one-on-one. So, I'm charging $99. It's low, it's cheap, because I want to expose you on one little part of notes, and that's working with banks. In this 2-week course, it's only going to be 2 weeks, I'm going to give you a PDF. I did a seminar in San Francisco on notes. I have it transcribed. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to meet 3 times. I'm going to answer your questions about that PDF that you may have. Again, there's going to probably be about 10 other investors up on the screen, just like you, Michael, and you send it. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask those questions. I'm going to give you the answers. So I think as a whole, everybody's going to benefit from the combined efforts. So you get a PDF. I'm going to also give you a database that you can receive for free. It's going to give you the names of the bank and the phone number of the bank of people that are in foreclosure. It's a Southern California database that I use for $1 million homes. I'm going to call the bank with you on the line using my script. You're going to listen to me. Then you're going to do it, Cindy. You're going to do it, Michael. And I'm going to critique you. So you're going to learn how to call banks wherever you guys live at. So Cindy and Michael, if you can, type in the chat box where you're from. Okay? Let me know what city you're from so I can talk to you about directly your town, your city. Okay? So I'm going to personally work with you guys also on this. I'm going to coach you and mentor you just on this part for 2 weeks. So if you're not calling banks right now, you're petrified. After we finish this training, you're going to have more experience, you're going to have more knowledge, and you can walk into the banks in your town and state. So that's my offer. Again, I offer coaching, I offer mentoring. Again, you can go to my YouTube page, you can go to LinkedIn and connect with me. But at this point, I got Louisiana for you, Michael. Great, thank you. At this point, that does it. I wish I could open up the volume on the video, volume on the chat, so that you guys could ask your questions. I'm going to leave you my phone number also, guys. My phone number is 916-470-3869. 916-470-3869. Okay, Los Angeles. I thought it was Louisiana. That's where I got some family members that never been there, but that's where that last name I have, Bontemps, comes from. So Los Angeles, you're right around the corner from me. Great. So guess what? I'm having you walking into the banks of Los Angeles, call some of the banks. Good thing about it, you can do it all over the United States. I sit right here at my computer, the beauty of the internet, and just call all of the United States. You don't have to leave. right. So, hey, Michael, you got any questions for me? You want to type in the chat since I don't have that many people on? Something you might want to ask me and send in the same thing. If you want to ask me a question, feel free to. Okay, Michael, I don't see a question. I think Cindy might have dropped off. Again, if you want to get started, I'm only doing $99. I'm looking for the first 10 people right now. This is only the second one I've done today, Michael. I'll be doing 2 more today, and I'll be doing this probably for easily up till Friday. Once I fill up those 20 people, I'll start the first 2 weeks, and then I'll do the remaining 10 the second 2 weeks. And then I'll want to try some other part of the note business. Like I might teach you guys how to market to homeowners. Okay, on the non-performing note. Hey, Jack, what's going on? We spoke in December. Wow, man, I meet so many people. Glad you're on, Jack. We spoke with the notes. Okay, if the notes are non-performing, let me do the model again. I don't know if you heard the model, Jack. Matter of fact, I could probably show you guys an example of the way I teach. Jack, I don't know if you were on, but I know Michael was. Michael and Cindy, type in the chat box the business model that I use for notes. And I'm going to help you out a little bit. The property, the bank, the owner owes the bank how much money? And you guys just type it in. On a note model, not a landlord model, but the note model. $100,000. Excellent. And this is the way I teach you guys. I give you things and I ask you to give me feedback to make sure you're understanding what I'm teaching. Great, Michael. Thank you. Appreciate it. The property is worth how much? And Jack, if you're in, go ahead and type it in also. Might have got a little late. Anybody on the line? That's right. Good job, Mike. Man, I'm telling you, you're getting this stuff, dude. I love it. Mike, you're absolutely correct. The property is worth $50,000. How much is the monthly payment? That's all right. No problem, Cindy. Thanks for joining us back. How much is the monthly payment on that note model that I just created? You probably get $750. Great. So, how much could I buy that note for? That's right, $20,000. Again, guys, I want you to remember this. This is the model that I build. And this model is what I take and I try to flip to an investor that has cash. It's real simple. $20,000 is what I'm going to have to buy that note at. So if I want to make a flip price, you guys tell me in the chat room how much money you would like to make for just flipping a note to an investor. Even if you were flipping a house to another investor, how much profit would you like to make? And we're going to add that to the $20,000. You guys type that in for me. 50 to 60%. Ooh, 10 grand. Ooh, you guys are scaring me. I like you participating though. There's no way you can make $10,000 on this note deal. Here's why. The investor has to pay 20 grand, and then they got to pay the 10 grand for your flip fee. So they're into this deal for 30 grand. The property's only worth 50. That's only giving them 20 grand of profit. That's not bad. But you want to make it so sweet and so nice that they want to pay you your flip fee, and then they're going to tell you, go get another. So in this situation, guys, I would only ask for anywhere from 3 to 5. Okay? That leads the investor into the deal at 23 grand or 25 grand. At 25 grand, you can see that the property's worth 50. So they can double their money at that point. That's what I would do. So the question is, how do you make money on a non-performing note? You guys got to find the note. And this is what I mean by calling the banks, working with banks. We got to find the notes, and then we're going to have to find the investors. This is only a small portion of the note business. One part, working with banks, working with hedge hedge funds, working with other note sellers, working with platforms on the internet of people that sell their notes. I have a hedge fund that will sell their notes, and their model is what I just gave you guys. Now, here's the other part of the equation. If you have cash and you buy the notes yourself, you have so many different ways to get paid. And that's the position we all want to be in. But again, some of us are not in the position. I know, again, some of us have been hurt by the mortgage meltdown. The reason why, $99, is because I'm trying to give as many investors as I can the opportunity to be mentored by me and learn notes. 95% of people, 95% of real estate investors, 95% of real estate agents, 95% of real estate brokers have no clue about the note business. So I feel like I'm in a good position at a good time. Again, I started teaching back in 2001 the note business. Audience wasn't paying attention. Now, because we have so much debt, I think you guys have no choice. Because, again, everything's upside down. How do you make money on upside down houses? What's the incentive for the buyer? It's always money. It's always money. Greed. Investors want to make money. If you can create a deal, hand it to them on a silver platter. The one thing I love about notes, we got 7 different exit strategies. I can tell you every single answer, how much money you'll make. And I'll show them the upside. I'll show them the downside. And it's up to them to choose. Not everybody's going to want to go for this deal. I don't care. I'm not looking for them. I'm looking for one person that gets it, that understands money, and understands that I have the ability and the skills and the intellectual capital to give them deals. I'm going to tell you guys honestly, I've never, ever flipped any of my note deals. I've always had the money to pay for my note deals. I was a saver. I had an uncle that told me to save my money, buy a house, pay the house off, and I'd listen. Now, you may not be in that position, but still, here's the factor, you guys. If you've got bad credit, you've got no money, and you call yourself a real estate investor, you're going to have to learn how to make money from no money. I'm going to say that again. You're going to have to learn how to make money from no money. Because if you have no money now, how are you going to do real estate deals? If you're trying to flip to an investor, most investors are broke. That's not your crowd. You want to go with people that have cash. They've got 401k, self-directed IRA. That is your market. And if you're not going after those people with cash, you're not going to be making any money. All right? Upper scale houses. Michael wants to know, do we work with luxury homes? This is one of the things I've done in the past. I've worked with a guy, a guru, who was a luxury home investor up in Southern California. $1 million properties. We took this program and we applied it to $1 million homes. Now again, it's all numbers. It's all numbers. The business model that I gave you, let's go ahead and create $1 million house from it. Let's add a zero. So again, if we added a zero on our model for a luxury home, work with me, you guys. What would the owner owe the bank if you added a zero? Okay? Owe the bank. Now, we started out with the model of $100,000 owing the bank. If I added a zero, let's just call it $1 million. The homeowner owes $1 million. What's the property worth, you guys? The BPO, $500,000. $500,000. Now, this may not be the exact number, but I'm building a model for you guys. Maybe it's worth $600, maybe it's worth $700, but guess what? Bottom line, it's upside down. And if you're a real estate investor, you're not touching this property because you can't make a profit. There's no equity. Now, we're not going to go into the monthly payments. I'll share this with you guys. This is what I learned from that guru. For every $1 million, the monthly payment is going to be about $4,500 a month. And that's good to know. investor, I'm looking to buy notes at 40 cents, 40% of the BPO, or I'm looking to buy it at 20% of the unpaid principal balance, the UPB. So if you're working with a bank and they say, hey, what is your criteria for buying? I'm buying at 40% of BPO, market value, and I'm looking to buy at 20% on UPB. Now some of you guys' heads is probably spinning right now. But can you see the depth of information that I have as a note buyer? It's much more strategic. All right, guys. That was just a little bit about how I teach what I'm doing. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Again, I'm offering you, one more time, just a review. $99. Because I'm saying, you know what, I want to help as many people as I can. I can charge a lot more. My coaching program is $2,995. But I want to reach more people. I want to help more people. I want to help people that were in the boat that I was at one point. I want to help people that have been hit hard by the recession, investors especially. So if you ask why am I doing it, that's why I'm doing it. Because I don't know if anybody else is. I want to take you by the hand, show you, coach you, mentor you, support you. And then I want you to be successful. I want you to give me a video testimonial so that I can put it on my YouTube page. Again, I just had a guy today. He's totally exhausted. He's totally excited to work with the bank. I can't wait to put his video up. My best student, oh man, she made $400,000 on one deal. She invested $9,000. These properties have been vacant for 12 years. Baltimore, Maryland. I went in and flew in and trained her for 3 days. She took me through Baltimore, Maryland. It was like, hey, we got to get out of here. I'm scared to death. They had the cameras on the telephone poles. It's like, whoo, I'm out of my environment. But she was one tough girl. She was a female Donald Trump, you guys. She went on to buy 18 notes. She borrowed $100,000 from family and friends to buy 18 notes. She increased her net worth $1.5 million. She made the $400,000 on one deal, and a second deal that she did, she bought the note. It had $2,100 in cash flow. The owner did not want to pay her. She paid $11,000 for the note. The owner refused to pay, so she had no choice but to foreclose. She foreclosed on the owner. No one showed up at the auction. She now owns that multi-family building, and it produces $2,100 a month for the rest of her life. She only spent $11,000. It's going to take her 5 months to get her investment back. She's already got that. She's got $2,100 a month, and then she made $400,000 on one deal, just on two note deals out of 18. What would that do? What would that do for your life? That's why I love the note business. Here's the moral of the story, and I'm finished. Her mom had Alzheimer's. Her mom was in Florida. She had to move her mom from Florida to North Carolina, where she moved to. Her mom needed to be put in a care home. The monthly payments on the care home, you guys, is $2,300 a month. Type in the chat box, where do you think she's getting the $2,300 a month? One note deal. One of her note deals. Pays for her mom's care. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful the way you can affect people's lives? Improve them financially, but only helping their family's finances also. So I'm really excited about what I do. You guys want to see more of me? Where can I sign up? Let me give you the information. Again, I'm going to give you my phone number. That's something that a guru won't do. And I use the word guru lightly. Everybody knows what the guru is. I love the guru. I love the guru. I went to a seminar for 5 days, and they taught nothing but real estate. I was so overwhelmed when I got there, I didn't know what I was going to do. But I did hear the guru say, go buy these notes, because these notes will get you in the back door of real estate. You'll eventually own the real estate if you buy the note first. I said, okay. I couldn't wait. I got back home, you guys. Let me tell you the story. I found the note. It was owed $9,500. I offered $1,200 for it. Guess what I bought? I bought a third mortgage. bought it and left it alone for a whole year. Guess what happened? The title company calls me and says, hey, the owner's selling the house. We need a payoff from you. I go, what? What's a payoff? They had to help me with the payoff. So I got paid $9,200 on my first note deal. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't try to collect on it. And I paid $1,200. I go, wow, let me go out and find another one. So I did it. I did it again. And all of a sudden I found out the same bank owned all these notes. I said, hey, why don't you just give me notes and that way I don't have to call you? And that's exactly what they did. So I learned from School of Hard Knocks all the way back to 2001. What are the notes we should be looking for? Non-performing notes. And I'll tell you what, guys, my niche is the second lien space. Second mortgages. That's what I do really good. And you talk to most investors, you know what they'll tell me? Terry, that's dangerous. You'll lose your money. I go, well, have you ever analyzed a note? Have you ever looked at each owner's situation to see what has happened before you make that statement? Guys, there's some people out there killing it in the second lien space. The number one buyer of second liens has purchased over 45,000 loans valued at over $30 billion. Correct? Yeah, $30 billion. And this guy, he is cleaning up. So, seconds is what I'm good at. First, it doesn't matter. You can do this in commercial. You can do non-performing notes in hotels. Any real estate that's in default, any type of real estate that's in default, that is a non-performing note. So I don't know what you guys are interested in. You might be interested in partners. You might be interested in retail buildings. I don't know. But the note business works because there are so many people right now in foreclosure, facing foreclosure. The Federal Housing Administration, guys, has over 700,000 loans that they have that homeowners are not making their payments. This is my world. My mentor told me, Terry, if you get into the foreclosure business, you will be in business for your lifetime. You can pass this business on to your kids and your grandkids because people are always up, people are always down. People are always losing their job, people are always being rehired. People are always going through divorce, people are always going bankrupt. People are always going through drama. I lost my house to foreclosure, so I understand what they're going through. And I like to work with them. I like to give them solutions. Guys, I'm going to finish with this. People that solve problems have their own economy. That's exactly what I do. I find homeowners that went through a hard time. This may be you. They've gone through a hard time. They've missed their payments. They had to put food on the table versus pay the mortgage. I get that. I'm not mad at them. You've got to do what you got to do these days to protect you and your family. I like buying their loans. I like to come in, work out a solution, make it easy for them. That's how I make a profit. I got my own economy. And I tell you what, 95% of investors cannot do what I do because they don't have the intellectual capital. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the credibility. They don't have the experience. They have not learned notes. So my economy right now, yes, I've been hit. My property values have dropped, but I've paid off all my properties. I don't owe the bank. I've learned how to beat the bank. I don't have any car payment. I don't have any house payment. I don't owe nobody no money. All because I learned how to beat the bank. And I want to share that with you. I want to share my experiences. I want to help you help me. If you put your video testimonial on my YouTube page, I'll never go out of business. There'll be people calling me 5 years, 10 years from now, 15 years, 20 years. Terry, teach me, teach me, teach me. I want to help you. You can help me. Phone number that you guys give me a call, 916-470-3869. I'm going to type that in. Give me a moment. Exit strategies. Again, the owner can refinance the house. Now, when I say that, strategies. Exit strategies are the same. Notes are the same. I don't care what city or state you live in. I'm in California. I'll buy a note anywhere. And I have the same exit strategies. I have the same approach. Okay? So a homeowner can sell their house to pay me off. A homeowner can refinance their house to pay me off. A homeowner can do a loan modification and pay me in the process. Okay? They can do a loan modification with me and pay me in the process. They can do a short sale. Let me help you with this one. I love doing my own short sales. The owner owes me $100,000. I bought my note for 20. Anything more than above 20, I'm happy. So when a realtor comes to me and says, oh, okay, we want to do a short sale, great. What are you thinking? Well, can we short sell you for 50? What the market value is. Let's just sell the house for what it's worth. I'm not going to smile with you guys. I'll be serious. Let me think about that. I paid $20,000. Then I'll do a short sale for 50. I think that's a good idea. Let's do a short sale for 50. What do I make, guys? Type it in the chat for me and I'll keep going. I can offer that owner cash for keys. I bought it 20. Homeowner, if you walk away, I will give you some cash. You don't want the house. You're divorcing. He's going his way. You're going your way. How about if I give you 20 with some cash? Just sign the deed over to me. Interesting. They give me the deed in lieu of foreclosure. That way I don't have to give them anything. Hey, Terry, we're just out of here. Take the keys, take the paperwork. We're getting the heck out of Dodge. We hate this place. Guess what, guys? I got an asset that I got that's worth 50. I only paid 20. Give me the keys. See you later. Have a nice trip. Bye. See you guys later. Last but not least, if I can't get the owner to work with me on any of those things, I've got no choice but to what? Foreclose. When I foreclose, I've got an asset that's worth $50,000. I only paid 20. When I foreclose, I may not even ask for 50 at the auction. I want Michael or I want Cindy, I want you guys to buy this property at the auction for me. So I think I'll ask $40,000 at the auction. I'm owed 100. It's only worth 50. I'm going to leave some money in for the next person. I'm only going to ask 40. So I make 20. Guys, you see how strategic I am? It's all paper. That's right, laughing all the way to the bank. The big hedge funds, you guys, are doing this. They get it. And it's all scientific. They can take data, put it into some software, have the software determine how much they should spend for every single note with the profit built in that they want. You guys can resell the note. Let me help you with this. We bought the note for 20 grand. We go to the owner, we get them paying $750 a month, maybe $500 a month. We can go sell that note out on the open market now as a reperforming note. You can probably sell that for 25, maybe 27, maybe 30, because it's paying now. It's a whole lot more valuable than when it was not paying. Look at all the ways I make money, you guys. It's beautiful. I'm just sharing that with you. Thank you. You guys have opened me up. I love sharing. Again, go to my YouTube page. Subscribe to I Buy Houses 1. 70 videos. I'm going to give you all my stuff for free. People are amazed. They go, man, Terry, we watch your videos all night long. It was entertaining. It was exciting. You're so upbeat. I'm excited about my business. Okay? Guys, the buying module again is $99. All I'm going to do is teach you the scripts to talk to banks. We're going to call banks. Me and you. I'm going to do it first. You're going to do it after me. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to critique you. Because some of you probably don't even know how to call a bank and ask for notes. You don't know what you're doing. So why would you not learn how to? At least improve yourself. $99. The Walmart of real estate investing strategies. Who's doing that? Who's the Walmart of real estate right now? Nobody. I am. You stay at home. Michael, stay at home. Send it guys, come to work any way you want. I'm staying here, and I can coach and make money from the internet. You guys should want to be like me and do what I do. You need to be a guru. Sell your stuff all over the United States from home. That's called information marketing. I learned that from my mentor. Cat sold all these books and tapes doing seminars. Then he went internet. Live feeds. They have seminars now where they'll put a camera in the room and they'll show what's being taught. I'm going to do better than that. You stay at home. I might let you ask questions. I'm going to answer your questions. And we're going to interact with 10 different people so you get knowledgeable. And I'm going to be the guru. Guys, it's been great. I'm going to sign off. You can tell I love my business. It's going on an hour. Again, I left my information. I've got a website you guys can go to. This is really great. Buy the note, be the bank, get rich. Let me give it to you again. Buy the note, be the bank, getrich.com. Thank you guys. Hope you join me. And if not, I'll see you on this other side. Wishing you success, health, happiness, and prosperity. Take care.
Yes.